answering your questions around the workplace, entrepreneurship, content creation, and escaping the 9-to-5. I'm going to be doing more of these videos where I ask you, my audience, which I'm very grateful for, to submit your questions so that I can do videos like this to give you personalized answers. But before we do, I want to share a couple of random things with you. I recently just got back from Disneyland Paris. I go every year with my family. I'm wearing my cozy Christmas jumper because it is my favorite season, Christmas. And I've got my new Ratatouille cup, which I got in Disneyland Paris with a freshly made coffee from my new coffee machine, which is a Sage coffee machine. Tastes amazing. I don't know why it's taken me this long to get a coffee machine, but I'm all set up. I'm cozy, ready to answer your questions. So I'm going to set a timer for me to be able to answer these so they don't go on for too long, up to about 90 seconds, 2 minutes tops, and we'll make our way through. We're going to start with the topic of self-employment, entrepreneurship, and leaving the 9-to-5. I've tried to categorize these so we do it in some form of an order. But before we do, I just want to say to all of you, I'm so grateful for all the comments that I get on my channel. I'm trying to make my way through. I'm now in a backlog of hundreds of comments. So if you have left me a comment, I just want you to know from me personally, I do reply to every comment. It's just taken me a while to get back to all of you. So let's jump straight into it. I did ask everyone in my post on social media and my YouTube post to leave me your name. Some of you have, some of you haven't. So I'll just call out your username. So this is from a person, lady, man, I'm not sure, Jaw9463. I'll read this out quickly. It will pop up on screen, the questions. Hi Aaron, I want to be self-employed in a practical trade. I've worked in chemical and pharmaceutical manufacturing, but I can't apply those skills to self-employment. The licensing requirements are extremely high and I don't enjoy the field anymore. I love hands-on craft-based work and was considering small product creation, leathercraft, tailoring, furniture making, upholstery, or service-based businesses, barbering, cleaning, organizing, lean management, consulting. My worries are the reality won't match the dream and that I won't find the right niche, that it requires more skill and investment than I expect, that it'll fail because of my age and my back and knee issues, that I won't provide financial stability for my wife or future child, that I'll struggle with sales, networking, honesty and confidence. I'd fear I'd give discounts or feel insecure selling my services. Where do I start? What physical or practical work is a good entry point? Okay, hit my timer. Great question. This is a very broad question. I feel from reading it, it's more to do with your mindset. I've felt all of that, dude or lady, I'm not sure what one you are. I've felt all of it. All I can really say to you is just think less. You're in a state of frustration, build up, possibly procrastinating, overthinking and doubting yourself because you are thinking too much. You haven't yet actually taken any action, so therefore you're putting yourself off doing the thing that needs to be done. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I really want to stress and encourage you that a couple of your points here, that you're doubting your niche industry, your skill set, whether that will be in demand or whether it will work or whether it will fail. The truth of it is you can make money out of everything and anything, but I've done a video on this previously. You need to learn how to commercialize and position yourself. And here's the trick to making money in the modern day age that we live in. If they can't see you or hear from you, they cannot buy from you. So if you want to go into a service-based business like barbering, cleaning, or organizing, great. But you need to be really good at marketing, and then you need to be really good at funneling those sales into a lead magnet of some sort, upselling people to actually go on to buy your services. So I would spend some time learning about marketing. I would be starting a TikTok. I would be starting an Instagram, definitely a YouTube. Look at the Pool Guy, a service-based business, or the Bald Builders, the Cheeky Carpenter, Spud Man, the Spud Bros. They've taken a service-based business, and because of marketing and creativity, they've excelled their business into 6 and 7 figures. So the truth of it is you can do all of this. I'm really rooting for you. I think it's a mindset. Get around the right people, get around A players, and believe in yourself. I really would love to hear your progress. Keep me posted in the comments. We've hit 2 minutes on that one. Right, let's restart and let's move on to the next one. So this is from a lady called Lara. Aaron, you inspire me so much. I have 2 questions. What's the best side hustle to start while keeping a full-time job? And then 2, how do you shift your mindset so you genuinely believe leaving a full-time job is possible, especially when so few manage it? And with AI making everyone feel replaceable, keep up the great work. Well, Lara, thank you so much for your question. Again, common theme, mindset. Lara, it's possible. Remember, you're not trying to make £10,000 a month. You are trying to make enough money to replace your income so that you can walk away from the job to now invest your time and energy into now building, scaling, and sustaining your passion, hobby, personal brand, service or product, whatever it might be. What's the best side hustle? Well, I'll pop it up on screen. There is a video that I've done, a full tutorial, what business models can replace your job. Please go find that on my channel and check it out. But the truth of it is, I can't tell you what business to start. What I would say to you, haven't done my timer actually, so I'll do another minute, is work towards the thing that you love and that you're really passionate about, a problem that you would love to solve in the world, if you weren't even being paid. Like, what would you do if you weren't being paid? I love doing YouTube, and I did YouTube for so many years without earning a penny, but I knew that as long as I delivered value, I showed up, and I really believed in myself that this was going to go somewhere, and that was passionate about it, money would eventually come back, which it certainly has tenfold. I'm starting a tech company. I'm going to pop up my logo here. It's called Holder. Head to the description and drop us a follow on Instagram, and there'll be a survey form if you want to help me out and fill that out. I believe in it so much. It's in logistics and distribution. I love it. I'm so passionate about it. I work on it every hour that I'm not doing YouTube, in my finance consulting business. If I'm not doing any of my other ventures, my events company, I am working on Holder all the time. So you have to love it. You have to be really passionate about it. You know, it's never been easier and more accessible to start a side business, buying and selling, setting up a service or product, an agency, a SaaS type business, personal brand. You know, do you want to monetize talking about the things that you love? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all these different streaming platforms. Work towards that, but don't expect money from it. Do it because you love it. The part 2 of this, how do you shift your mindset so you genuinely believe? Because it is possible, but you have to stop looking at social media thinking that freedom and escaping your 9 to 5 is something so distant and so far away it can't be achieved. It can. You reduce your outgoings, you reduce your expenses, you live humbly, you don't watch, you just create, and you have to get around the right people. Again, because this is all rewiring. You know, a lot of these questions are like, how do I do this? But really, it's your mindset. You are rewiring the hardwire of how you've been brought up through the school system, through your parents. Times have changed, and Lara, is absolutely possible. And again, I would love to know your progress. Please start and embrace failure and rejection. I hope that helps. There we go. Next question by someone who's called the Mwenda. Again, not sure if you're a man or a woman. Hi, Aaron. Thank you for being a brave light in a dark matrix. What would you advise for moving from corporate into running your own consultancy? Great. Love that. I've been in corporate for over 15 years. I'm completely drained physically and mentally. Totally get it. What practical steps should I take next? Okay, great. So I run an online consultancy service within raising venture capital and startup businesses, and within positioning yourself as a personal brand. Just literally open up a Zoom Pro, set up a Stripe based sort of payment service that you can collect money, and start marketing yourself. I actually done a video on this. You'd have to go find it. Type in Aaron Knightley remote consultancy business, something like that, and it'll pop up. I've spoken about this in great depth. This is one of the most accessible and great startup businesses is online consultancy in any industry. Let me remind you, you do not need to be a formal body of an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor just to be a consultant. I am a consultant online to those that want my services. So to you who have asked this question, if you have a lot of experience, or the experience that you have in your corporate world of 15 years doing whatever you do, start your social media pages, join Facebook groups, find out where your customers are, create your ideal avatar of your customer, and start marketing and teach the algorithms to start targeting these people. Again, create a funnel. For those of you who need a funnel or a CRM system, again, you can go to the description in any of my videos and use the 30-day free trial for Go High Level. I use it and it is freaking awesome. Everything, sales pages. I'm not going to bore you with it now, but you need a funnel to collect data and then upsell. But consultancy, please start it. It's very low cost. It's literally a Zoom membership. You can set up as a sole trader, and then it's just marketing. Get your content out there and talk about the problem that you can solve for your ideal client. So great. Okay, next question. Harry Williams. Shout out to Harry Williams because you've recently joined my breakout and TikTok growth program. How should I approach 2026 to get the most out of it in business and finally leaving the 9 to 5? Well, Harry, you're now working directly with me, so it's inevitable that we're going to get you out of the 9 to 5. As I've spoken about before, and as I announced, lock the F in for 2026. Personally, physically, mentally, professionally, and financially. Get rid of all distractions. Anything that does not give you a return on time invested and a return on capital, get rid of it. You know, this sofa here that you can see behind me, this is where I spend most of my life, on my reclining chair with my laptop, locking in and building the dreams that I want for me and my family. Everyone, please take 2026 really seriously. We have everything at our fingertips. Create your own independence. So Harry, get around the right people. I know that you need to do that. So change your social circle. Ask for help. DM people every day who you aspire to be like, who have the information that you need. You know, reach out to people and say, could I have some advice? Look after your money. Do not spend money on materialistic things. Save, invest, and reinvest into yourself. Learn about business. Read and listen to Audible books every single week. Podcast, be inspired, and work out like an absolute animal and look after your diet and your health, and you will start to become, because Harry is, I believe, 18, so you are in a prime age. You've got no kids, no overhead, no bills. You have the best platform to propel yourself into absolute success and be a very, very wealthy and successful man by 30. Hope that helps. Next question by someone who's called Starless Night. Hi Aaron, I'm preparing to start freelancing and studying for a certification to offer more services. Since I've only created work inside my 9 to 5, I have no case studies, no reviews. Should I work for free for 3 to 4 clients to build these, or is there another way? Great, you have answered your own question. Thank you so much for the question, by the way. Let me restart the timer. Absolutely. That's what I did. So I have communities, I have programs, I have consultancy, and I did so much for free. From 2019, 2018, I did loads of free stuff, just like you said, to get the clients, because it's really hard to do a dry start or ask people to be the guinea pig. It's like if you're a PT, go and train 3-4 people, 2 women, 2 men, take them from chubby and overweight to shredded and a maintainable body, which is realistic for people living an average life, and then showcase that, but do it for free, because now you've got the testimonials. People can't deny testimonials. I have testimonials as long as you like. If you go on my Instagram program pages and stuff, and my personal one, I have so many case studies, and case studies sell. So absolutely, you've answered your own question. I hope I've just confirmed it. Please take 2026 really seriously. I'm rooting for you. Again, please keep me posted on your journey. But yeah, Go start with 3 or 4 or 5 clients for free. You know, the other thing is as well, don't chase money. Just off the back of that, people who don't do well are the ones who are desperate for money. And this is why I talk about the best way to become financially independent and escape a job is how long can you work a job for whilst building your business. But you need to make sacrifices and put more time and energy into yourself. Next question from someone called Joe. So how would you approach initial sales as someone who isn't a natural salesperson? Context, I still work full time, but I have WF days. Gosh, I don't even freaking know what the abbreviation for that is. I'm going to have to look this up. Sorry, it's been a long day and I feel like I need to know what these are. Work from home days. Okay, there we go. It's pretty obvious, right? I've had a long day. I've been up early and the product is software based. Okay, Joe, great. So I'm building a tech software company. So both you and I will fall into a 25 times multiplier when you come to sell, which is insane. So if you're no good at sales or you don't consider yourself, get back to basics. Brian Tracy, Ultimate Library for sales, right? Listen to sales book. There's, what's the other book in sales? There's another book. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. I really recommend finding it. Let me just search on my Audible. The Sales Bible was brilliant by Jeffrey Gitoma. You must check that one out. And Sales EQ by Jeb Blount. Blunt, I believe it's pronounced, and The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. So there you go. I've recommended 3 of them. Get back to basics and learn sales. Watch loads of Gary Vee stuff because he's brilliant. And then also check out Alex Hormozi's 100 Million Offers. Do check that out because again, you've got a balance of old school sales with the new world of like Alex Hormozi, but learn about content and marketing and study videos that have performed very well, that have got millions and millions of views and understand why. Because selling isn't selling anymore. Like, you don't hard sell. I do not sell in any of my videos, but I make sales every single week. It is about subtle call to actions and about giving so much value, Joe, that people feel like they just want to pay you for implementation. Like, give away everything for free, just talking, naturally and just being authentic. And once you've done that over and over again, and you have fed the market with a ratio of 90-10 and 90 in favor of the information that you were provided for free, 10% will pay you, which will be great, and they'll pay you just for implementation. Like, yes, learn about selling, but the art of selling is very, very different. You don't hard sell anymore. So if you do have those days at home, spend them learning about sales and marketing, and research other people in your industry or other people doing what you want to do, and figure out what they're doing well. I hope that helps. Okay, next question by Sarah. I'm currently on government support due to health issue I'm slowly recovering from. It's not the right time for me to start a business. In the meantime, what habits, processes, systems, and skills can I develop to prepare for entrepreneurship once I'm ready? Thank you for being such an inspiration. Sarah, thank you so much for your question. And it's a great one. Again, going back to the whole mindset, 4 evaluations, I would say for you, Sarah. Social evaluation. Get around the right people. If you're around people who hold you back, or what I call C and B players, no good. You must be around A players. You must never be the smartest person in any room that you're ever in, because as long as you are around people who are winning and doing better than you, you will always level up. Okay, so that's really important, to evaluate the people that you are around. I'm not saying cut off everyone. I'm saying categorize people that you spend time with in a priority order, depending on how fast you want this success journey to happen for you. The second thing is time evaluation. Really evaluate, where are you spending your time? Like, what are you doing? What could you be doing instead of going out for a coffee and just talking about the news with people, or, just wasting your time? Like, really know where every hour of your day is going, and how could you improve that and work it towards being more productive on yourself. Then there is your financial evaluation. Where is your money going? Because this is something, right? You can never do well in entrepreneurship or business if you can't manage a salary, if you can't manage the amount of money that you have at the moment, if you're not able to save and reinvest and keep these different pots of money about, and you can't stop yourself from spending, it's going to be really hard for anyone to ever run a business, right? And then finally, your self-evaluation. Really understanding, have you got the grit? Have you got the determination? Are you willing to be disciplined? Are you capable of making the necessary sacrifices? I would really evaluate those 4 things, and again, just rewire your brain and constantly learn, like educate yourself. Habits and processes are really important. Wake up early, get a routine. It's really, this is a methodical process that you have to go through. Like, everything is repetition. Sales is repetition. Being in shape is repetition. Making more money is repetition. So I hope that helps. You've kind of already answered your own question. I hope I'm just confirming it. Next question from a lady called Emma. Hello, Aaron. Thank you again for your supportive comment earlier. Please, can you share other avenues to financial independence outside of online income streams? Okay, well, look, Emma, there's 3 types of businesses. There's physical/hybrid, and then there's online. For me personally, my speciality is being online, keeping things super lean, maximum profit, and then being able to scale fast. I think if you fall into physical, there are more struggles to be had: overheads, liabilities, staff, loans, whatever it might be. Probably a limited company because you have, again, liabilities and insurances. Really depends on this question. Maybe that could mean, do you mean a physical business, or again, maybe a hybrid physical business? I would say if we're leaning towards investments, well, obviously you can invest into certain things like REITs or other dividends or stocks that pay out per annum or, per quarter, stuff like this. Property investment. I think one of the easiest ways really to make money at the moment is just building a personal brand and being able to get paid to talk about the thing that you love to do. But Emma, my answer is, we're in a world that's moving very fast to online and AI and systems and processes. I think to start thinking about building physical businesses, when we look around and physical businesses are closing quicker than ever, I think maybe just don't be afraid to educate yourself on the new world that we're living in, because maybe that's what it is. You can reply in the comments to this video. Some people are afraid to explore the online world because it is so overwhelming. But again, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Simplify things. Take one day to learn about processes. Take one day to learn about social media. Take another day to learn about marketing. Take another day to learn about lead magnets and setting up a funnel or a data form, stuff like this. So I hope it's kind of answered your question. If not, I can always do a follow-up one if you leave me a comment. Next one by someone it's probably called Ryan. How do you reach 1,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel? Boy, you've got to show up every day. Post without looking at the views. Work on audio, video quality, add value, get to the point, don't waste people's time. Volume is really key. Like, you can't step away, you can't post one video and be gone for a month. It is about churning out as much volume as you can. It was painful for me to get to 1,000 subscribers. I was asking friends, I was asking people I met, I was always talking about my channel, but I would say to get to 1,000 subs quicker, work on understanding the SEO, good thumbnails, good descriptions, don't waste people's time, always have good audio, and hyper niche. Don't talk about too many subjects in the beginning. I have actually done a video, Ryan, which we can have the thumbnail pop up. Let me just find it for you. You should really watch this video, and it is, let's just find it, how to grow your channel, no gatekeeping. Just go check that out, Ryan. Next one is around the workplace. So we're moving into the workplace now. So this is from someone called Iberia. Thanks, Aaron. My question is about the workplace. I'm sick of coworkers prying into my personal life without my consent. They've asked things like, why aren't you married yet? You're 40. Stop dreaming about a non-cheating partner and accepting non-cheating partner and accepting reality. If I didn't care, I wouldn't advise you. I'm telling you this as a sister. Why are you wearing that dress? It doesn't fit you. You should listen to the news and stay updated. How do I deal with these people? Sometimes I get so angry, I feel like drinking to calm down, but I control myself to avoid violating office rules. You need a new job. Wow. You need a new job. The thing is, you can't change the system. And these people could be around for months, if not years. You have to take control, something that Pete Komalafe and I, a friend of mine who I do a few podcasts with on my channel, control the controllables. It's a nightmare. I've seen this stuff go on. I've seen these types of questions. I've seen the prying. I've been involved in it in terms of people wanting to find out about my life and my old job and, just being nosy and gossiping and the office politics. I've been there. I understand it. But my answer to you is a very simple one. Change jobs, because you will not change the company and you will not change the people in it. But what you can do is control what you do about it. So I hope that helps. Please do start looking for another job. Go through the process of quiet quitting and just don't tell people stuff. Next one is from someone called Matt C0919. Why do I get picked on by men everywhere I work? I'm intelligent but vulnerable. I've hardly had any stable jobs and have mostly been on benefits. Men often falsely accuse me of things and I end up quitting. Is this normal for women in the workplaces? Is it normal? No, I don't know. Places that I've worked, I haven't noticed that women get picked on. Perhaps are you sticking your head out the parapet? Are you putting yourself in these positions, or does it always feel like drama's coming towards you? I don't know. Again, it kind of goes back to the question I was asked before. You have to kind of control this, and I would say this is a boundary thing. So are you putting up boundaries? Are you a little bit too outspoken? Are you sharing things a lot with people? It's quite a hard question for me to answer. I don't think that it's that common that it's just women that get picked on anymore, because there's so many rules and regulations and equality now and stuff like that. Where are you working? I would try and vet the actual workplace before accepting a job, but I would probably go through quiet quitting and getting another job if I was you. Sorry, I don't think that was probably the best answer. Next question by brother Rallick 8998, whatever that is. Sorry. Usernames, that's why I asked for names. I want to create a society that truly cares about humanity. I advocate for intentional tiny house communities for the unhoused, where people learn lost skills, growing food, raising animals, helping build their own tiny homes. These communities could produce more than they need, which creates profitability. My challenge, I work 2 part-time jobs. How can I network with people, especially churches, when the tax code incentivizes them to do the bare minimum? I think this is probably above my pay grade. I don't really know. I can answer the question around how to network with people. You book a ticket and you start networking with people online or in person. It's a very simple answer for me how to network, because it's It just is what it is. It's a very basic thing to do. But you are working 2 part-time jobs. Can you go down to 1 job? You're obviously driven there to pay bills, and there's a financial need that you have 2 jobs. It's a really tricky one. I don't think I'm going to be able to answer. So I'm so sorry on that. I think it's above my pay grade, especially what you're going into. You're running 2 jobs. It sounds like you're very limited on time, but with the networking, you need to book tickets, you need to DM, you need to outreach on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, join groups, and ask for support. That's all I can say is, you've asked for almost my support, and I've tried to give you an answer. If you keep doing that into the right communities, into the right groups, DM the right people, you'll get a better answer than I can give you. So there we go. We've gone through all the questions. I'm going to do more of these. I'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 a month. I will post an image on my YouTube post section and ask you to submit them, and then we can do videos like this. So again, they can be around the workplace, content creation, starting your first business, or anything that I typically talk about. Please feel free to ask. So if I did answer it, or I've helped you and you were one of the questions, let me know in the comments. To anyone else, if you want to subscribe, happy days, get involved. And until the next video, my good people, I will see you all very soon. Peace out.